Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro, friends. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Elixir Specialty Coffee. Looks like whiskey, feels like tea, made from coffee, and unlike anything you've ever tasted before. If you are coming to our event, Assertiveness Training for the Hospitality Industry in Australia on the 21st of September and would like to purchase some Elixir at that event, when you purchase your ticket for the event, there is an option for 15 people to purchase an Elixir Trio with that. So if you would like to get on that, head to mapitforward.org/events, purchase a ticket to the assertiveness training that we have going on September the 21st and purchase your Elixir Trio. It includes the delivery fee and all of that comes with it. And you'll be able to pick it up with your ticket you'll be able to pick it up at the merch stand after you have presented your ticket. Today on the Daily Coffee Pro, we are talking about communication and the fact that it is king and queen and everything in between. Why do I say this? Well, because I personally have experienced, and many people who I consult for are telling me that the breakdown that is happening in their teams and in their businesses is all coming back to one root cause. They are experiencing a serious breakdown in communication. And what does that really mean? So there are a lot of things that are causing businesses to fail, and everybody will tell you that cash is king when it comes to keeping a business afloat. I'm not saying that's incorrect. From a financial perspective, cash is king when it comes to keeping a business afloat. A lot of the things that drive a business to run out of cash flow, though, is things that can be drawn back to communication. So you can have all of your ducks in a row. You can have all the capital that you need. You can have your culture sorted out. You can have defined all your SOPs, that's standard operating procedures for anyone who doesn't know. You can have your menu perfect. You can have everything that you need. But if the thing you fail at is communication, on all levels, communication with your staff, communication with your suppliers, communication with your customers, communication through social media, communication with your publicist and your PR teams, your marketers, your technical people, your supply chain, your green buyers, the coffee producers, all of these people you need to be great at communicating with. Also, you need to draw in people who are great communicators so that they can meet you at your communication level and inspire each other to be great communicators. So I'm going to share a couple of failures that I've made in this situation, both as an employee and as an employer. I have had a history particularly in the early parts of my career, into the middle parts of my career as well, where I was choosing employers who were terrible communicators, and I kept thinking that my communication style was just shit. And I would choose communicators, and this is why I was saying on Instagram earlier, I can't remember when, today or yesterday, I wish that I had had assertiveness training when I was a child, to be honest with you, but definitely at the beginning of my professional career in every industry that I've been in, the corporate world, the music industry, and in the coffee industry, and now as an employer. The reason I say that is because learning assertive communication is also about recognizing when people are stepping all over your boundaries. And I tended to choose employers a lot of the time who just crushed my boundaries. They had no respect for how to communicate with me. They kind of talked down to their staff, and the way that I communicated back was really passive aggressively, which is just shit communication. I wouldn't stand up for myself. I would get bullied, and I would not know how to manage that situation and fall apart. I was constantly then in my head. That led me into massive anxiety and depression, and welcome to what's happening a lot around the hospitality industry right now. And it's just getting worse. Other situations where I was an employer and was a shit communicator was I would say all the things that needed to be said. I would believe that I was communicating really well. And I went through all the checklists to define culture and to define all of the things that I thought this person needed to hear. But what I wasn't catching was I wasn't receiving that the other person gave zero fucks about what I was saying. And that's a part of communication. Active listening is a part of that communication. And that's passive aggressive behavior. And so I was then surprised when that passive aggressive behavior turned into overtly aggressive behavior and resulted in lawsuits and a whole bunch of stuff for things that were absolutely unreasonable. And that was a real failing for me as an employer. Well, I wasn't even an employer at that point. This was somebody I was trialing. This was somebody that I was hoping would become a member of my team. Had made a huge number of promises, and I guess somewhere in me I didn't know if this person could deliver on the promises, thought this could be too good to be true, put them on a trial, they didn't deliver, and of course then they tried to walk all over me. So they're two examples where I had to eat shit, and I'm super grateful for the opportunity to have eaten shit and they're not the only examples. They are situations that I was presented with that made me realize I did not want to be in those situations long term. And as a result, I have gone out there and gotten loads of training on communication. I have spent lots of hours in conversation with Dr. Jamie Berry, on assertiveness and understanding boundaries and a bunch of that stuff, and have been the direct benefactor of trying those things with different people. And understanding how to communicate has helped me in business. It has helped me as someone who feels that I'm going to say this and it's going to sound strange, but I feel like I come from a couple of minority groups, and that is, I realized, underpinned my confidence with regards to my validity in the way or the voice that I had in my communities and in my work. And so learning how to understand how to communicate gave me the confidence to crush it, and crush it with confidence. So I now know that I am the person that holds me back, and that by effectively communicating, what I'm actually doing is paying deep respect to the people around me and inviting people to communicate assertively, and only bringing people into my sphere that have a desire to learn how to communicate assertively is helping me elevate my business and elevate my personal life, to be honest with you. I don't talk a lot about my personal life ever publicly anywhere, but my personal life has been the direct benefactor of me learning about assertiveness and just driving things like that forward. On that note, thank you for checking this episode out. Head to mapitforward.org/events to pick up your tickets for the event. Peace, love and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day, friends.